Do you want to sleep? Then listen to me. Turn off the lights, close the windows, now close them and listen to you. Finally, I will make a request to you. Put down your phone and listen to my voice. Listen clearly. I will now tell you a story that will make you sleepy. Close your eyes and listen carefully to my words.
The raindrop that heard a god. The rain had been falling since dawn, gentle and steady, like 1,000 tiny fingers tapping on the world. In a sleepy valley between moss-covered hills, every leaf, every stone, and every rooftop hummed with the rhythm of it. In a small wooden house with a crooked chimney, a girl named Alara pressed her forehead to the window glass. She loved rain more than sunshine, more than snow, more than anything. Rain felt alive to her, whispering secrets as it slid down the glass. But today the rain really was whispering. One raindrop struck the sill with a soft sound that seemed almost like a voice. "Ilara." She blinked. Surely she imagined it. Another drop fell, then another. Together they formed a tiny, trembling circle on the windowsill. And the whisper came again, clear this time, gentle but ancient. "Ilara, child of the valley, I need your help." Ilara stepped back, heart fluttering like a sparrow startled from its nest. The raindrop glowed faintly. Rain did not glow. She leaned closer. Who are you?" The glow pulsed softly, as though breathing. "I am Hyalos, a spirit of the rain, and I am lost." Outside, thunder rumbled, not angry, just tired. The clouds seemed lower than usual, sagging like heavy blankets. Ilara swallowed. "What do you mean, lost? Rain spirits don't get lost." There was a shimmer in the puddle forming on her windowsill. A tiny figure rose from it, no bigger than her thumb, shaped from water and moonlight. It bowed politely. "We do, when someone steals the path the clouds use to return home." Ilara stared. "Someone stole the cloud's path?" The spirit nodded gravely. "A myth older than your valley has awakened, and it wants to keep the rain forever." Outside, the rain suddenly intensified, drumming against the earth with restless urgency. "If it succeeds," Hyalos warned, "your world will drown." Ilara felt the air change. The quiet, gentle rain she loved now felt like something pleading. She opened the window. "Tell me what I have to do." The little spirit climbed onto her palm, surprisingly warm for a being made of water. "First," Hyalos said, "you must travel to the Forest of Echoes. That is where all forgotten myths go to sleep, and where this one has awakened." Ilara took a deep breath. The rainy valley seemed to hold its breath with her, and under the gray sky, with raindrops dancing on her skin, she stepped out into a world where myths were no longer sleeping.
The visitor in the mist. The rain had been falling for so long that the world seemed made of water and whispers. Every leaf shimmered, every stone glistened, every distant sound blurred into a soft, endless hush. You sat beneath the overhanging branch of an old willow tree, watching tiny droplets race down its thin, sweeping leaves. The stream nearby rippled with silver circles, each drop a perfect tiny ring. But today the rain carried something else. a presence. A faint shift in the air, a hush in the wind, a whisper drifting through the mist. Traveler. You jolted upright. No one was there. Only the willow, the rain, and the empty forest path. Then the mist ahead stirred, slowly, like something large was walking through it with calm, measured steps. A tall silhouette emerged. At first it looked human. Then you noticed the gentle glow of pale blue light outlining its body, the faint shimmer of runes drifting around its hands, the rain droplets that stopped mid-air before touching its skin, the calm, deep eyes that held the weight of centuries. It was no human. This was a rain spirit, one of the oldest guardians of the storms, known in myths to appear only when something in the world was about to change. He stopped a few steps away and gazed at you with a soft, curious expression, as if you were an unexpected note in a familiar song. "You heard me," the spirit said. His voice was quiet, but the rain softened around it as though listening. I think I did," you whispered. He nodded slowly. "That means the forest has chosen you." You blinked. "Chosen me for what?" The spirit tilted his head. For the first time, a small smile formed, gentle as rain on moss. "To mend what is about to break." The willow leaves rustled, though there was no wind. The rain fell more heavily, as if the sky leaned closer, waiting. You swallowed. "Mend what?" The spirit's glow flickered like lightning far behind clouds. "The bond," he said softly, "between the rain and the world that forgets to listen." He raised one glowing hand, and a droplet floated from his palm, shimmering, bright, impossibly beautiful. "This," he continued, "is the first key." The droplet drifted toward you. You caught it between your fingers, and the entire forest trembled with a quiet ancient power. The rain grew warm, the ground hummed beneath you, the willow tree whispered your name. The spirit watched you steadily. "The journey begins now."
Rainy Mythology Story, Chapter 3, The Lantern of Whispering Rain. The rain had settled into a gentle rhythm now, a soft tap, tap, tap on the forest leaves, like a shy musician practicing quietly before dawn. Lyra walked slowly along the misty path, the trees bent slightly overhead, their branches dripping silver pearls of rainwater. Tiny droplets slid down her cloak, gathering at the hem before falling like slow, sleepy tears. In her hand, she held the strange lantern the old river spirit had given her. It wasn't made of glass, or metal, or anything she recognized. It felt like rain solidified, cool and smooth as moonlit water, but glowing softly from within, as though it held a tiny storm captive. As Lyra walked, the lantern flickered and whispered. Not in words you could hear with ears, but in a soft, humming way that she felt in her ribs, in her heartbeat. It seemed to be guiding her. "Where do you want me to go?" she asked softly. The lantern pulsed once, a gentle blue heartbeat of light. Ahead, the rain thickened, Beads of water danced in the air, swirling in delicate circles like miniature storms. And from within the curtain of rain, a low voice drifted out. "Come forward, child of clear skies." Lyra froze. Another figure appeared in the mist, not fully solid, not fully water. Tall, shimmering, with hair like river currents, and eyes that held the reflection of every raindrop ever fallen. A rain guardian. The guardian bowed slightly, droplets sliding off their ethereal form. "You carry our lantern of whispering rain, a treasure not given lightly." The guardian murmured, "I don't understand. Why me?" The guardian stepped closer. Rain parted around them like curtains. "Because the storm in the west is awakening," they said gently, "and it listens only to those who understand quiet moments, moments like rain and stillness and breath."
The whisper in the rain pool. The rain had softened into a silver mist by the time you reached the center of the forest. There, hidden beneath a ring of ancient willow trees, was a small round pool, so perfectly still it looked like a polished mirror laid gently on the earth. Raindrops fell onto its surface without a sound. You stepped closer, the air cooling around you, thick with the scent of moss and wet leaves. Even the storm seemed to pause, as if the entire sky were holding its breath. Arya, the quiet rain spirit who had been guiding you, nudged you forward. "This," she whispered, "is the pool of echoing water. It listens and it remembers." You knelt beside the water. For a moment, all you saw was your reflection, softened by mist, framed by drifting willow leaves. But then, a ripple moved across the pool, not caused by wind, not caused by rain. Something beneath the water had stirred. Arya lowered her voice even further. "Every storm that passed through this forest left a memory here. Long ago, the thunder gods used this place to speak with mortals." Your heart thumped softly. The air tingled. The water brightened, and suddenly, shapes formed beneath the surface. A mountainous figure wielding a hammer of lightning. A woman crowned with storm clouds. Rivers swelling and twisting under divine command. The visions glided across the pool like living shadows. Arya looked at you carefully. "These are not stories, they are echoes. The pool shows only what truly was." Lightning pulsed inside the water, gentle, not frightening. You leaned in, and the pool spoke, not aloud, but inside your mind, a low, deep voice like distant thunder. "Traveler, the rain has led you here for a reason. A storm long forgotten is waking again." Your breath caught, the voice faded, the pool stilled, the forest exhaled. Arya placed a soft hand on your shoulder. "Do not be afraid. Whatever comes next, the rain chose you." The mist thickened around you, glowing faintly, as if the sky itself was preparing to reveal something even greater.
The rain changed. Not louder, not harsher, just different. As you and Arya stepped away from the pool of echoing water, the droplets began falling more slowly, almost thoughtfully.
as if each one was deciding where to land. Arya lifted her face toward the sky, her expression tightened. "It has started," she whispered. You felt it too, a tremor in the air, like a heartbeat deep beneath the earth. "What did the pool mean?" you asked quietly. "What storm is waking?" Arya hesitated, then beckoned you deeper into the willow grove. The tree branches parted for her, guiding your steps. "In the beginning," she said softly, "there were many storms, each one alive, each one a spirit with purpose." She traced a fingertip along a leaf, gathering a bead of rain. But one storm, the youngest, refused to behave like the others. It never learned calm, never learned gentleness. It grew so wild the sky itself could not hold it. The rain darkened slightly, as if eavesdropping. Arya continued. "Finally, the elder spirits sealed it away. They stripped it of its name. Without a name, a storm cannot grow. It cannot move. It cannot think." She turned toward you, eyes shimmering like wet stone. "But something has changed. The seals are weakening, and the storm is beginning to remember." A distant roll of thunder murmured through the forest, low, confused, almost sad, not angry. You looked toward the sound. "Is it dangerous?" Arya shook her head slowly. "It isn't danger we fear." A pause. "It's longing." You frowned. "Longing for what?" "To belong," she whispered. Another rumble, closer this time. The rain thickened as if the sky were searching for something or someone. Arya stepped nearer to you, almost protectively. "The nameless storm is wandering, calling out in the only way it can. Uncontrolled rain, lost thunder. It does not know who it is. It does not know why it hurts." A cold drop traced your cheek, not like the others. Heavier, warmer, almost like a tear. Your breath hitched. The storm was crying. Arya noticed it too. Her voice softened to a whisper. "It's looking for the one who can give it peace, and for reasons no spirit understands." She touched your hand gently, as rain swirled around your fingers. "It's calling for you." A final rumble of thunder rolled through the trees, closer, clearer, not threatening, just pleading. And somewhere above the clouds, something enormous shifted, waiting.
He, lantern of forgotten rain. The rain had grown gentler overnight, not the wild drumming of storms, but a delicate tapping, like shy fingertips against the windows of the world. Eva followed the mist-silvered path with cautious wonder. Every step sent small ripples across puddles, as though she were walking on the surface of memories. She arrived at a clearing she had never seen before. It was shaped like a shallow bowl, filled with drifting fog that glowed faintly from within. In the center stood a small stone pedestal, covered in ancient carvings, spirals, raindrops, and wings. Atop it rested a lantern, not made of metal, not glass. It looked as if it had been woven from rain itself, thin threads of water held together by some forgotten magic.
As Eva reached for it, a soft voice drifted through the mist, not spoken, but felt. This lantern belongs to those who remember the sky. Eva's fingers stopped a breath away from the shimmering handle. "Who's there?" she whispered. The mist stirred. From it stepped a figure with eyes like distant thunderclouds and hair that flowed like falling rain. Their cloak rippled as if it were made from stormlight. "I am Aetius," they said gently, "keeper of forgotten rains." Eva's heart fluttered like a bird trapped softly in her chest. She had heard old stories of spirits like this, guardians of weather, curators of storms, being who knew every raindrop by name. Aetius stepped closer. "You have wandered far for someone who is not yet part of the storm." I'm just trying to find where I belong," Eva said. The spirit studied her carefully, then pointed to the lantern. "This holds the memory of a rainfall the world has forgotten, a storm that came once, long before your time, and never returned." Eva finally gathered the courage to touch the lantern. Warm light flowed beneath her fingers, gentle, pulsing, alive. "What does it do?" she asked. Aetius smiled softly. "It shows truth in moments when hearts are clouded. Not the future, not fate, but the truth you've been too afraid to see." The rain thickened around them, as if leaning in to listen. Eva's pulse quickened. "And you're giving this to me?" Aetius murmured, "I am offering you a choice. Carry this light and follow where it leads, or walk the safe path home and never know what might have been." Eva breathed out slowly, feeling the cool touch of rain on her cheeks. The lantern glowed brighter, as if sensing her decision. She wrapped both hands around it, the warmth blooming through her palms like sunrise. "I'll follow," she said softly. "I want to know the truth." Aetius bowed her head. "Then your journey begins anew." The mist parted, revealing a narrow path she hadn't noticed before, lit by the lantern's shimmering glow. Eva stepped forward. The rain followed, gentle and watchful. And somewhere behind her, Aetius whispered, "May the forgotten rain remember you."
The rain deepened that night, not louder, not harsher, but wiser. It fell with a kind of rhythm that felt almost intentional, as if the sky was trying to speak in a language you were only beginning to understand. Inside the old hut, the fire crackled low, casting amber ripples across the wooden floor. You sat beside the hearth, wrapped in a woven blanket that still held the scent of pine and distant mountains. Elder Marios, the quiet wanderer who had joined you the night before, sat cross-legged with his eyes half closed, listening to the rain as though every droplet held a prophecy. "Tonight," he said softly, "the sky will open a path, but only if you are willing to hear what it has hidden since the beginning." You swallowed. "Myth says the rain is a veil, a shimmer between the mortal world and the divine. Lift the veil and you may glimpse truth, or something far older than truth." A sudden breeze pushed the door open just an inch. The rain whispered louder, like 1,000 tiny voices carried on a silver curtain. Mirios gestured for you to follow him outside. The world beyond the doorway glowed.
The rain was illuminated from within, each droplet shining like a falling star. The puddles mirrored constellations you had never seen before, spirals, sigils, ancient enough to precede the gods themselves. Myth tells of the raindrop oracle, Myrios said. A spirit older than thunder, younger than the sea. It reveals itself only to those searching for answers they don't yet know they need. You stepped closer to the shimmering curtain of rain. As your hand reached out, the droplets bent toward your fingers, light as silk, cool as moonlight. For a moment, you saw a shape forming within them, a face, liquid and shifting, eyes like ripples on a lake. It whispered your name, but not the name you use, the true name only fate knows. Myrios bowed deeply beside you. You have been called, Myrios murmured. The oracle chooses very few. It means your journey is not only yours, it belongs to the storm. The face of rain watched you with a patience beyond time. Its voice came again, soft, echoing, serene. Seek the place where rain is born. A gust of wind swept through the clearing, and the vision dissolved into falling silver threads. The rain returned to ordinary rain. The world dimmed, but you felt different now, as though something ancient had stepped quietly into your destiny. Myrios touched your shoulder gently. Tomorrow, he whispered, our path will climb into the sky. And as you returned to the warm glow of the hut, the rain kept falling, not warning, not mourning, but blessing the journey you had only just begun.
The door of falling stars. The rain had softened to a gentle hiss across the leaves as Eva and the cloud fox followed the winding silver path deeper into the misty forest. Every droplet that touched the ground shimmered for a moment before vanishing, as though the earth was quietly drinking the sky. They reached a clearing lit not by sun or moon, but by floating motes of pale blue light. They drifted slowly like fireflies dreaming in slow motion. At the center of the clearing stood something impossible. A door. Just a door. No walls, no house, nothing around it but glowing rain. It was carved from old driftwood, bleached by storms, its edges etched with spirals that seemed to rearrange themselves when Eva wasn't looking. The cloud fox lowered its head. "This is the door of falling stars," it whispered. "It appears only when the rain has listened long enough." Eva wasn't sure what that meant, but the door tugged at her heart like a forgotten melody. She reached out. Her fingers brushed the cool wood, and instantly the spirals brightened. The clearing went silent. Rain froze in mid-air. The air held its breath. Then the door opened. Behind it was not the forest, not the night, not even the sky. It was a vast, swirling space filled with streaks of silver and gold, like star rain pouring upward instead of down. The floor on the other side looked like ripples on a dark lake reflecting galaxies. Eva swallowed. "Are we supposed to go in?" The cloud fox stepped through first, paws landing softly on the starlit ripples. "Yes," it said, "your next guide is waiting." "Who?" Before the fox could answer, something emerged from the star rain. A tall figure, cloaked entirely in soft gray clouds, with constellations twinkling faintly within its shape. Its voice rumbled like distant thunder. Eva of the Rain Walk, child of quiet storms, welcome. Eva's breath caught. Who are you? I am Pluvion, keeper of lost weather. I can show you the way. Eva stepped closer, unable to tear her eyes from the swirling universe behind the figure. Pluvion stretched out a hand of misty starlight. But first, it said, gently, you must learn why the rain chose you. The air trembled. The rain above the forest, still frozen in time, slowly began to fall again, as if exhaling. Eva took Pluvion's hand, and the door of falling stars closed behind them.
The Rain Crow's Secret. The rain had softened into a gentle whisper by the time you and Lysa reached the far edge of the valley. Mist curled around the trees like sleepy spirits, and the sky glowed silver where the clouds thinned. Everything felt washed clean, quiet, expectant. The rain crow was waiting. It perched on a mossy stone, feathers shimmering like wet ink. But tonight, its eyes were different. Brighter, reflecting not just the storm, but something deeper, something ancient. Lysa bowed her head. You did too, though not entirely sure why. The bird tilted its head and let out a soft, warbling cry, and in that sound, you heard something strange. Your name. Not spoken, not sung, recognized. Lysa touched your arm. It knows why you're here, she whispered. It always knows. The rain crow fluttered closer. Each wing beat stirred the mist, shaping it into faint, drifting symbols, almost like writing, but older than any script you'd ever seen. The shapes shimmered, then melted back into fog. Finally, the rain crow extended one delicate claw. At first, you thought it was simply pointing toward your chest. Then you realized it wasn't pointing at you. It was pointing into you. A warmth bloomed behind your ribs, soft, golden, like a lantern lighting one room at a time inside your heart. It wasn't magic entering you, it was magic waking up. You staggered slightly. The rain crow let out another soft cry, this one gentle, encouraging. Lysa exhaled in awe. So the legends were true, she murmured. Storm-touched, rain-lit. You're one of them. One of what? You asked, still feeling the glow spreading inside your chest. Someone who can speak to the storms, or, more accurately, someone the storms speak through. You stared at the rain crow. It blinked once, slowly, as though confirming the truth. That warmth behind your ribs flickered, then pulsed, and you sensed, more than heard, an unspoken message. There is a greater storm coming, and you must decide whether to hide from it or guide it. The rain crow hopped back, gave a small bow of its head, and the mist swirled like a curtain drawing shut. Lysa placed a steady hand on your shoulder. Don't worry, she said softly. The storms don't choose lightly. The rain began again, gentle, rhythmic, as if the sky was applauding the moment you stepped into your new fate. The Rain Crow's Secret. The rain had softened into a gentle whisper by the time you and Lysa reached the far edge of the valley. Mist curled around the trees like sleepy spirits, and the sky glowed silver where the clouds thinned. Everything felt washed clean, quiet, expectant. The rain crow was waiting. It perched on a mossy stone, feathers shimmering like wet ink. But tonight, its eyes were different, brighter, reflecting not just the storm, but something deeper, something ancient. Lysa bowed her head. You did too, though not entirely sure why. The bird tilted its head and let out a soft, warbling cry, and in that sound, you heard something strange. Your name. Not spoken, not sung, recognized. Lysa touched your arm. It knows why you're here, she whispered. It always knows. The rain crow fluttered closer. Each wing beat stirred the mist, shaping it into faint, drifting symbols, almost like writing, but older than any script you'd ever seen. The shapes shimmered, then melted back into fog. Finally, the rain crow extended one delicate claw. At first, you thought it was simply pointing toward your chest. Then you realized it wasn't pointing at you. It was pointing into you. A warmth bloomed behind your ribs, soft, golden, like a lantern lighting one room at a time inside your heart. It wasn't magic entering you, it was magic waking up. You staggered slightly. The rain crow let out another soft cry, this one gentle, encouraging. Lysa exhaled in awe. So the legends were true, she murmured. Storm-touched, rain-lit. You're one of them. One of what? You asked, still feeling the glow spreading inside your chest. Someone who can speak to the storms, or, more accurately, someone the storms speak through. You stared at the rain crow. It blinked once, slowly, as though confirming the truth. That warmth behind your ribs flickered, then pulsed, and you sensed, more than heard, an unspoken message. There is a greater storm coming, and you must decide whether to hide from it or guide it. The rain crow hopped back, gave a small bow of its head, and the mist swirled like a curtain drawing shut. Lysa placed a steady hand on your shoulder. Don't worry, she said softly. The storms don't choose lightly. The rain began again, gentle, rhythmic, as if the sky was applauding the moment you stepped into your new fate. The whisper at the heart of the storm. The storm finally began to ease. Not completely. Rain still fell in thin silver lines, and the sky remained a deep slate, but the furious growl of thunder softened into a distant, rumbling purr. The world felt quieter, as if every drop of water was now listening. You and Lyra stepped beyond the willow grove, the soft mud giving way to a long stretch of glistening black stones. Each one seemed to drink the rain rather than reflect it. And standing in the center was the storm altar. It wasn't tall, it wasn't ornate, just a round slab of stone covered in spirals so old they were barely visible. But the moment you approached, your skin prickled. Something ancient was awake. Lyra lowered her hood, letting the rain touch her face. "This is the place," she whispered, "where storms are born, and where they end." You stepped closer, and a gust of wind circled the altar, curling around your arms, chest, and shoulders like a curious animal. The air shimmered. Then a voice, not loud, not frightening, but deep and soft as falling rain, spoke. Child of the wandering heart, why do you walk into the center of my storm? You felt the question vibrate inside your bones. You didn't see a figure. There was only wind, rain, and a faint glow swirling atop the altar. The storm spirit, not a god, not a monster, something older, something in between. Lyra bowed. You followed, though your knees trembled a bit more than hers. We seek passage through the storm paths to reach the mountain of threads. The wind curled around her, gentle, almost approving. Then it turned to you. And you, the voice asked, what do you seek? Your throat tightened because the truth rose up without permission. You didn't seek treasure or glory or any hero's reward. You wanted direction, a path that made sense, a place where you weren't wandering in circles. The storm seemed to listen. The rain softened, the wind steadied. For a moment, even the clouds paused. Then the storm spirit spoke again. All journeys begin in confusion, but the heart that walks through the rain learns clarity. A soft glow bloomed over the altar. A silver thread of light rose from the stone, floating into your palm, warm, weightless. Lyra gasped. That's a storm thread. The voice continued. Follow this thread when the rain thickens. It will guide you to what comes next. You closed your fingers around the light thread, feeling its pulse like a tiny heartbeat. The wind drifted back into silence. The spirit faded, and slowly, beautifully, the storm opened above you, revealing a great patch of soft gray sky. Lyra looked at you, eyes shining. The journey is changing, she said. You nodded, because somehow you felt it too. A new path was opening, and the rain had only just begun to tell you its secrets.
The spirit who waited in the rain. The rain had softened again, turning into a misty silver drizzle that shimmered in the fading lantern light. The forest felt still in a way that only ancient places can be still. Quiet, yet full of secrets breathing beneath the surface. You followed the narrow path, wrapped in the gentle sound of raindrops brushing leaves like fingertips over old parchment. A pale glow pulsed between the trees, faint but steady, like a heartbeat. That was when you saw her. She stood beneath an umbrella made entirely of shimmering rainwater, its surface rippling with every drop that touched it. Her robe shifted colors like storm clouds at dusk, pearl gray, soft blue, moonlit white. Her hair cascaded in silver strands that moved as if underwater. Her eyes, deep and gentle, held the calm of 1,000 rainy evenings. I have been waiting for you, she said, though her voice carried no sound. It reached you like a whisper inside the mind, warm and soft. You bowed instinctively, unsure why. You have walked through the forest of forgotten storms, and you carry its quiet within you now. That is good. You will need it. She reached out her hand. A single raindrop hovered above her palm, glowing with a dim blue light. This is the memory of rain. Every drop remembers a moment, even if the world has forgotten it. The droplet pulsed gently, like it was alive. You leaned closer, and inside the moving water you glimpsed a traveler crossing a bridge, a mother humming to a child, a city celebrating under lantern-lit banners, a mountain bathed in stormlight. Thousands, millions of tiny memories, each held in a single drop. The spirit closed her hand around it, making the glow even brighter. "You are seeking something lost," she said, her eyes soft but unreadable. "But remember this, not everything lost is meant to be found. Some things want to stay hidden, and some things are waiting to be discovered only by those who walk calmly through the rain." She lowered the glowing droplet into your hands. It felt warm despite the storm around you. Tonight, you dream with the rain, and when you wake, the path ahead will reveal itself. The spirit stepped backward, dissolving into mist as naturally as a sigh disappears into air. The rain deepened, rich and soothing. You felt yourself exhale, slowly, deeply, letting the forest, the mist, and the soft patter of raindrops cradle you. The glowing droplet warmed your palms, your eyes grew heavy, and the rain lulled you gently into the softest sleep you had ever known.
The rain that chose a guardian. Morning greets the world with a hush, as if even the sky is whispering. Soft rain drifts down like threads of silver, weaving a gentle curtain across the valley. Ari steps out of the willow shelter and lifts her face to the sky. But today, the rain feels different. It falls with intention. It seems to be watching. Beside her, the old wanderer Lysandros rests his hand on his weathered staff. His eyes glow faintly. Every drop of rain reflects in them like tiny mirrors. "You feel it too," he murmurs. Ari nods. The rain knows something. A sudden breeze shimmers through the air, stirring the wet leaves. Then the droplets shift, gathering, swirling, drawing together like beads on an invisible string. Before Ari's eyes, the rainfall takes shape. A figure forms, tall and slender, made entirely of rainwater. A rain spirit, the same presence Ari sensed since the beginning of her journey. Its voice is soft thunder, an echo inside a dream. "Child of stormlight, the clouds have reached their turning." Ari clasps her cloak, shivering as the spirit's words ripple through her. "The turning? Of what?" she whispers. The spirit's face, shimmering and shifting, leans closer. "The drought of the far kingdom deepens. The rivers have begun forgetting their names. But balance must return, and the rain has chosen a guardian." Ari's heart thumps. She senses the truth before it is spoken. The rain, gentle, ancient, endlessly patient, is choosing her. Lysandros watches silently, unreadable yet proud. The spirit extends a hand of flowing water. When Ari touches it, the rain around her brightens, glowing like liquid moonlight. A warm pulse flows up her arm into her chest. Suddenly, she can hear the chatter of droplets falling on stone, the sigh of water running through soil, the heartbeat of streams far away, the quiet grief of clouds longing to give life to dry lands. Ari gasps, overwhelmed. A tear falls from her eyes, only to be caught by the rain spirit, who folds it into itself. "Now," the spirit says,
you understand what the world aches for. The valley hums, the rain sings, and for the first time, Ari feels not like a wanderer, but like someone the sky can trust. When the spirit finally dissolves into mist, a single droplet remains floating before her. It settles gently onto her palm. Ari opens her hand. The droplet shines like a tiny, perfect star. Lysandro speaks softly. Rain chose you, Ari. Now we must journey to those who have forgotten what water feels like. Ari looks toward the distant mountains where the clouds gather like watchful giants. The rain falls around her with a new rhythm, a protective murmur, a promise. Her path is no longer uncertain. It is written in water, and the storm is just beginning.